assure everyone that we have this totally under control and I know exactly what I'm doing.
And now people can hear me. And the filters are still there. Alright, good. No, I just expect that I'm gonna get up in like 5 minutes to go pull food out of an oven, so.
Well,
That is fine. Maybe these first 5 minutes we'll do a little brainstorm, and then we can talk about our characters when you're back with food.
And yes, obviously I don't have any Polynesian, South Asian, random name generator set up yet on the Roll20, so. Wait, sorry, I didn't mean Peloponnesian, I meant Polynesian.
Polynesian, yeah.
Similar words, quite different.
Exactly. Let me get the book open here.
I'm just looking at my gifts going, should I organize them now or should I wait until I actually have something to organize?
Well, from what I understood, you're just basically playing Connor from last session. Right?
Connor, but with magic.
Oh, so an even less focused Connor.
Exactly. Technically.
Even
What am I
Connor
good at
was
right
pretty
now?
focused.
I think last time I made a definitive choice. Let's see what I ended up with.
By the end, Connor was focused.
I can sword people for 3d8. That's pretty good. And I got create water for 3d6 plus 1d8. Okay. And then I have 4, 5, 6 dice for the Auspex station.
Yeah, I am a mediocre captain.
Oh, I definitely need to get my will up, that's for sure.
I'm a mediocre captain, but then again, I also don't plan to be on the ship that often. Fight breaks out. Jump on the other ship.
Oh, there you go.
That's what the Auspex station is for.
Yeah.
Jump ship again. Here, I'll fill in with fate.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's essentially it is.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Well, we know what my archetype is, so.
Or is it Salumere? Yeah, Salumere, take the wheel.
But also, they can't captain their ship if they're fighting me. Boarding actions, that's what I'm all about.
Yeah, and I can fly over with you, so basically we're the boarding crew. And then we leave the ship to just sail off on its own.
Well, I mean, there's a maximum velocity, not a velocity, a maximum speed that a ship unmanned will travel on its own. That's basically what the amount of pressure passed against its sails, assuming the sails are still up. Assuming that we don't have a Zhongao vessel with, a steam engine.
I don't believe so. That'd be awesome. We could find one.
I mean, that was one of my original ideas when I was thinking of being a crafter, was to be from Zhongao. That way, we could just have a real high-tech ship.
We're playing the Ironclad. We get to the islands and we go, wait a second. There's no coal in this entire region. We're marooned.
Oh man, did the steamships not have sails? They were just 100% steam?
I think once they started making them as ironclads, they took off the mast. Specifically because it would be a weak point that someone could take off, and then you just have a sitting hunk of metal.
I see. Okay.
So that's why they went with steam engine.
Cool. Okay.
Though I think maybe like the really early one, I think so there was like an early ironclad battle during the Civil War, and one of them was like the low flat ironclad, which would like eventually become like the main design. But I think like the other one involved was literally just an ordinary galleon, but they slapped metal on top of it. I might need to look at that and just see like, oh, I wonder if that was the design exactly as you were talking about.
I know less than nothing about ships. The little bit that I know is what I gleaned from this book. So it'll be another learning experience for me. So what do you guys think? Do you guys want to start with a ship, or do you want to be part of a crew and get your own ship? Let's start there.
I believe Theta wants to be captain. Is that correct?
It's
Yeah.
true. I know. I want to be
We
captain.
talked about it, so yeah.
Okay.
Also good to go whenever y'all are.
Okay, cool.
Also, I want to point out, before even we go into the talking about characters and everything,
Mm-hmm.
I did take the language Trade Winds Pigeon,
Trade winds pigeon. Cool.
which means I should be able to talk to just about anybody.
Nice. That is going to be very handy.
Well, since we had brought up the concern, or Arcloid had brought up the concern that every island basically has its own native tongue, I figured the captain should at least be able to talk to everybody.
Mhm.
And
Is that the monitor
Arc,
in the Merrimack? Griff?
Yes, exactly. That's it.
See, I was raised in Maryland.
And I was wrong.
See, I was
Those are
raised in...
the two classic ones.
Yeah, I was raised in Maryland, where that fight fucking took place. So,
Hell yeah, there you go.
so y'all know about the Monitor and the Merrimack, which are actually iron-plated ships and not...
Clad with iron, the ironclads.
Yeah, not what you classically think of in the modern day. And that they're wooden ships that have iron plating.
Hmm.
To do.
Probably why they sit so low in the water.
Okay. Well. Cool. So let's talk characters then. Let us
Okay.
begin. Ark, are you ready to talk about your character? To tell us a little bit about who you're playing today.
I guess you want to do an actual introduction first, too.
I guess we could do. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry.
Let's
do
preface the whole thing real quick for people watching at home.
Official like. Okay. So this is going to be the beginning of our second Ironclaw campaign called Skeleton Reef. We're going to be playing using the rules from the new book, which is in pre-release beta right now, called Book of Corals. It is it's kind of a seafaring setting that also includes a lot of cool island locations, drawing influence from Polynesian history and Central American history. So we've got a lot of cool stuff in this book. We want to explore it. The book hasn't been released, so it's possible that certain rules that we're playing with might change slightly before the actual release of the book. That makes this even more exciting. It's kind of going to be like a playtest thing. And in that spirit, I am Red. I'll be your game host. And we're going to go around and introduce the characters that we have made so far, and then figure out where exactly we're going to start this thing off with these guys. Was that a good intro, Griff?
I think so. Yeah, there you go. We got the context. We're playing a game.
Playing a game with animals in it. And speaking of animals, Ark, take it away.
Right. Hello, I'm Mark Lloyd. I will be playing Abla today. She's an islander from Hapinga, Haupunga. I don't know. I'll learn.
Oh yeah.
I'll ask Rafferty. He might know. But she's a Kamahi Kohatu, which is a warrior that makes snapped stone weapons. She wears a suit of kelp armor over her regular clothing and carries a vast array of weapons, all of which are designed to break within the flesh of the enemy, leaving shards of glass sharp stone within them.
Oh, that's nasty.
And he sees nothing wrong with this.
Okay. Could you spell her name for me?
Abla.
Alba. Kamahi
Abla,
Kwatu.
not Alba.
Abla.
Yeah.
Abla. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And if you
Awesome.
want, I can give you her story so far. We can wait
Oh yeah.
for the game.
No,
Give
let's
me a
do.
moment to scroll.
Yeah. If you have some background, let's start with that. And also, she's what species is she?
Oh, she's a Pernina,
Cool.
which is like a Tasmanian devil, but without the real name.
Gotcha.
And something I've read researching stone weapons, it was the women that made them because they have better hand-eye coordination.
Oh, cool.
So Abla decided some time ago that she would not be dependent upon anyone but herself. One day she refused to make stone weapons for the men until they taught her how to hunt. The men capitulated and taught Elba how to use the weapon she made. Her skill in hunting brought her to the attention of the most prolific hunter of Ukialu village, Baku, B-A-K-U. Baku was arrogant, narcissistic, and a bully as well. Abla took to living as a hermit rather than submit to her new suitor who expected her to stay at home, building weapons for only his use. He used his skill as a hunter to follow Abla home after she had done some trading with the villagers. And infuriated, Abla chased him away with a sword and all the way to the docks where everybody they both know watched her drive back right into the sea. A frustrated Abla then began searching for a way off of Haupunga Island.
Good stuff, man.
I don't really make that long of a character backstory because I've learned that some GMs just don't care and most don't read them.
I mean, I think the same goes for like GM like setting backstory. I think there's a certain degree of like respect you have to have for the other players at the table. You don't want to overwhelm them with your own personal lore. But I thought that was perfect, concise to the point, and we have a clear image of who your character is. So well done. Do you have a motto for your character?
Chip away.
Chip away. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Abla. And next up we got Griff. Griff, tell us about your
Hey.
character.
Hey everybody, I'm Griffin, and this time around I'm going to bring back Gaston again. He's back from the dead, everybody.
Oh, great.
And by that I mean he's taking new life in this campaign instead. So, he's an Ibis, he is a Marine, and of course his motto is still Perfection Incarnate. As
I like it.
before, I've gone ahead and built him as a cross warlock here. He doesn't have the warlock career yet, but he doesn't need it. He's basically online as it is. He can cast spells, he can take over the auspice station of a ship, he can also stab people pretty well, and he can fly around. So he's got everything he necessarily needs here. In terms of who Gaston is, I usually don't have any particular backstory for him. And of course, I'm less of a backstory person these days too. But but here, fitting into this setting, this kind of game, undoubtedly he's playing off being a soldier of fortune, selling off his ability of being the perfect swordsman to whoever will take it, and his journeys have now taken him here, and he's just happy to be here because now he
Okay.
gets to practice and show off how good he is.
Awesome. I like it. Perfection incarnate. His okay, cool.
I want you to guess what his worst attribute is, real quick.
Will.
What is the perfection? What did the perfectionist choose to dump?
Species?
Will.
It was Will. Okay, all right.
Yeah. I need to get that up. I need to be perfect. I can't have this flaw.
You need those increased trait gifts.
Yeah, I know what I'm
Okay.
doing first.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad to see Gaston again. I still regret having him die in like the second session of our last campaign. So this will be interesting to see. Let's hope he
It was a
lasts a
good
couple
dramatic
more.
thing. I think last time it at least helped characterize everyone else for a little bit.
Yeah.
So let's
But
see
it
if that
seems like
happens
a
the
good
second
build.
time.
It's also going to be good to have a water fowl in a watery campaign setting. So
Yeah, I can fly, I can swim, I can sail the ship. I got everything.
cool. We had I'm sure that Gaston had an icon that we used last time.
Yeah, I'm finding it here. I don't think I turned into a token ever. There we go.
Okay. And then there we go. Nice. All right, and then Theta, why don't you tell us about your character, the illustrious captain?
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna be out doing arc with the backstory shit today. Oh yeah,
Myself included.
I'm Captain Cow, Kangaroo, Silhouette Warrior. Personality is optimistic. Motto is if I die trying, then at least I tried. Let's
I like it.
let's spitfire a backstory here. I grew up on a small island that was colonized by Calabrian traders looking to, I don't know, harvest some sort of resource that's valuable out here. Say maybe obsidian for something, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a failure of a town, and it basically just turned into a shithole that nobody ever goes to except for, like, stops along the way to better locations. And why not? Let's do a rogue. Let's throw a rogue element in there.
Loose cannon.
Rogue background. No, my parents are dead. My parents died. That's the rogue element. Dungeons and Dragons. My parents died. I was raised by a tavern owner, and I idolized the pirate groups that would frequent the town because there's no real authority there. Nobody goes there anymore. It was owned by, say, Dunwasher Corporation or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so the pirates made a home of it, and I idolized the pirates that went there, which is why I became a pirate myself when I grew up. And then I guess I met these two at some point, and then formed a crew, and then did a thing on a ship.
So, Captain, you say that you are a pirate and you intend to go out and fight people and take all of their things. Okay, I'm sold. I get to fight people.
Take their things.
Well, I suppose that's secondary.
And Captain, what would you say to after Abla shoves Baku off the dock? She walks up to the first man she sees, maybe one of your crewmen, and says, "You, more men."
I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of what the name for is. One of those, what do you call the people in jail that turn super effeminate real quickly?
Bitches.
Yeah, we'll go with bitches. Because, I mean, those are the words you're throwing out there. And the problem here is what I think is that I speak a little bit of, like, almost every language, but what you're doing, it seems like, is speaking the little bit of a language that you don't naturally speak.
Well, she also has Tradewinds pigeons, so
Right, but I'm
She's just
saying
being
what you're
dressed.
throwing out sounds like what somebody who doesn't speak English does, right off the dock, right? Using the few words you do know, instead of speaking the language you naturally do.
right.
So putting that into terms just sounds like you're asking for men.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to make Baku jealous at that point, basically. Yeah.
So I imagine if we're deciding on pirates here, I believe, and that's what we've discussed before. Is that right?
Yeah.
In which case, I imagine it's like, oh, a warm body showed up. Yeah, you can come on the ship.
Exactly. You can't afford to be that picky. You guys don't have dental insurance, and you're just gonna take whoever shows up, regardless of whether or not they speak your language. If they know how to like tie a knot, then you're congratulations, welcome to the crew.
I think you also had a question before of what are we doing for a boat? Is that right, Red?
Yeah, this
Yes.
was something we haven't really tackled yet.
So as pirates, we have two options here. One, we got the boat already because otherwise we wouldn't be pirates. Or two, we're just about to steal a boat. and become pirates.
Yeah, I do like the idea of starting this adventure somewhere where we have where you guys are making your first nascent steps towards piracy, whether that means getting a boat or getting a crew. But if you guys want to be pre-established, that's fine too. But at that point, we probably should figure out what exactly our boat looks like and what it can do.
Well, here's the thing.
Mhm.
Griffin, who hates backstory, has already said, I don't care. So I feel like the failed colony kind of works for a place for him to start from, right?
That sounds about right.
Especially given your name is not very of the region, which makes me think that you're like would fit in a failed colony area as one of the people who descended from or colonized.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
arrived here, went, oh, this place is failing, I guess I need a new tactic now.
And again, being that it's just a failed colony, Abla could be from any nearby island or from the same island. So it's entirely plausible that we've all just known each other before the whole pirate phase and decided, yeah, let's form a pirate crew. And we could just try and steal a ship now as our very first measure of becoming pirates.
Yeah. Let's steal
I like this.
let's steal a ship. Our odds are technically a lot better this way.
Well, it also allows Red to fast track in that he can just pick a pre-made ship from the book instead of us making a ship.
Mm-hmm. Also true. A ship must have come here at some point in the past.
And that way we can upgrade later, or we could actually try and build one ourselves later, and not on the spot at the start of the session.
Yes, I like this. Okay, So I think what we should probably do is say that we're starting this thing at the beginning. You guys, first we need a name for this failed colony.
Pick a name and then add town to it. That person's town.
That person's town.
Say Barbarossa Township.
Barbarossa Township. I like it. Okay. Cool. And in the Barbarossa Township, there is a tavern. That is probably the liveliest place you're going to find on a given night in this, what is essentially, as you said, a failing gas station of sorts. It attracts the barest minimum of ships, people who are too low on provisions to travel to a real colony or port. Will stop off here, trade what they can, get what they can, maybe, have a drink or two, and then move on. Let's see. We'll call it the Monkey's Paw Tavern.
Everyone here got what they asked for. It's just not what they wanted.
Just not what they wanted. Not what they needed. Okay. All right. And it is in one of the back rooms of the Monkey Paw that the three of you have intended to form a coalition, a crew. Working with what you have now, it's not much. I'd say probably to your names, you own like a rented rowboat that could get you into deep water, and currently anchored. There's the word. Currently anchored in the bay of this township. There's 3 ships. The first is a small, what we call like a scouting ship. Probably a crew of no more than 6. It seems to be here on its way to join up with a larger fleet based on the scuttlebutt that you hear from its crew in the main drinking hall. The second ship is a cargo ship that is on its way transporting coffee to Calabria. And there is another cargo ship, this one quite large for its size. No one knows what is in the hold of this ship, but it's... and the crew who have come to the tavern seem to be incredibly tight-lipped about what it is they're actually transporting. They also seem to be quite disciplined, possibly of a military background from their uniforms. You can tell that they are probably working for some official company and are not independent traders. So yeah, the rest of the people drinking here are mostly locals, people who make a meager living selling food and provisions to those who stop over. Many of them are quite drunk at this point of the night, and things are getting rowdy. I wouldn't call it a full-on bar fight, but at this time of the night, things are typically being thrown around the room. Shouting matches are breaking out. People are being dragged by their collars out of the tavern to have drunken fistfights in the in the streets. The only people who don't seem impressed or engaged in any of this revelry is the stiff-backed military merchants manning this mysterious ship. So these are currently your prospects. If you're going to start this tonight, you have a small rowboat and not much else. Where do you guys want to start?
Well, Captain, it would seem to me that the most heavily defended one is the one that'll gain us the most glory and prestige to our name. And if we fight off the entire horde of soldiers aboard its vessel, all on our lonesome, then we shall be well on our way to becoming legendary amongst all.
You mean that cargo ship full of military trained soldiers or whatever?
Exactly. It'll be a fight for the ages.
I'm in.
Oh boy.
Though
Oh
not
boy.
to spoil my own fun, it is very big, and there are 3 of us.
So we'll need more men.
Or a distraction.
Well, I meant to sail it.
Yeah. A distraction to get the crew off the ship in order... And then, whatever skeleton crew they leave behind to watch it, easier to fight off. And then sail it off.
And what sort of distraction would a crew full of soldiers decide would be worth abandoning the vessel for?
Fire.
Free booze.
I feel there's a problem with the fire plan.
Hmm.
And I also see that there's a problem with the free booze plan, mostly in that they don't seem to be partaking.
They would be too disciplined for that, I imagine.
I suppose you could throw the booze at them.
Or make the temptation so great that they wouldn't be able to refuse. Every man has a breaking point.
Usually
You
it's
never
on
play the
spine.
game of how much money would you do X for?
I do not play games, I win them.
So much money did it take?
I have none left. Wait, hold up. No, I have 6 dinar left. 8. There we are.
So either we march out there and kick every one of them off their own ship, or we come up with a plan.
Well, you are the captain.
Well,
Yeah, but aren't
begging your
you...
pardon, Captain. Just begging your pardon, but I think maybe the cargo ship with the coffee might have the more valuable cargo to steal.
Right, but we're not just talking about cargo now. We're talking about our first ship. And I think the largest ship would be the best ship for the future.
I suppose that's worth asking. Hey, Red. So, given that we could probably at least like see these ships like out on the dock, other than being large, do these two ships seem to have any big differences between each other?
Yes. So the first ship is a cargo fluid, cargo fluid, a Triskelion-made ship designed to skirt taxation laws by having a ship. Let's see what it says here. The Triskelion shipwrights, they wanted to get the most cargo on a boat with the least amount of materials and cost, but they also wanted to get around early taxation laws, which measured ship size by measuring the size of the operating deck. So they have a distinctive barrel-like shape with square sails, 2 tall masts. This one has maximum crew size of 30, 120 tons of cargo space. And a good number of appointments, including easy rigging and fireproofing. Compared to that, we have the Merchant Carrack, which is the large official ship which you guys had set your eyes on. It's a larger form of the caravel with space for extra large cargo and the provisions needed for very long voyages across the sea. Some of the largest carracks have sailed for months at a time easily and are excellent for exploration voyages with enough space on deck or the castle for exploration voyages with enough space on deck or the castle for defenses from pirates to be mounted with good clean view. The carrack is a favorite vessel for traders because of its copious fireproof hold. This one's also fireproofed. This one
Generally,
comes
you
with
don't want your
cannon.
ship burning down.
No. So yeah, this one's got light cannon, also a maximum crew size of 30. And a deep draft.
What's the minimum crew size on these two?
This is a good question because these don't list minimum crew size, but I would imagine right? I would imagine a minimum crew would be more important than a maximum crew.
One of you, I can't since I'm running the call and not running the call since I'm streaming from this and I can't do searches. Search this chat for minimum crew size. This is literally a conversation I've had with Raph before.
Have we?
And he's answered the question.
Here's 3 times, then okay.
Yeah, either min or minimum.
Jump.
Indeed, it has not been answered. I believe then if I'm going to go ahead and make a guess, I think the technical answer would be there are stations for the ship, and if no one's manning it, you don't get whatever you get off of that.
I am 90% sure he's answered this question in the chat.
I did a quick look. I didn't see the answer.
Yeah, I see. We found you asking.
February 26th.
Oh, wait, yeah, he says the minimum crew is the station crew. Okay.
You know, since we normally take a wait, 20 minutes. I don't know why. I read that one. Yeah. He said, right, that's also the minimum crew.
Got it. So yeah, so on these so the Merchant Carrack that we're speaking of has the following stations. Ship's captain is 1, helms is a minimum 1, lookout minimum 1, maintenance minimum 10, rigging minimum 10, and light cannon minimum 3. So it looks like 23, 24, 25, so 26 for the Merchant Carrack. And if we check out the cargo flute.
Alright, you make a salient point. Scout ship it is.
Yeah.
And there should be only up to 6 people on it.
Yeah, so this scout ship is the dispatch cutter. Small sloop with 2 head sails, with oars for fine maneuvers. They can be carried by larger ships as a utility boat to deploy, to investigate inland, or to rescue people. They turn quickly and they move swiftly. Cutters are popular all over the world in a variety of designs. This one has a maximum crew of 5. And what the stations you have is the captain, the helm, the lookout, the maintenance, the rigging, and the rowing. Each one of them takes a minimum of 1 crew member.
Oh, wait, quick question.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it says maximum crew is 5, and there's 6 stations on it. So
Is the scouting ship, or the cutter rather, is the cutter capable of open water travel?
let's see.
I know some of them specifically aren't.
It'd be very funny if we're in a bunch of open islands and it's like, no, you can't traverse open water.
Right? It says it has a shallow draft. So it is capable of going upriver, I suppose, but I'm not sure. I'm not seeing anything here that would imply that it couldn't be taken out onto open water.
What page are you on? Oh, I'm in the wrong book.
I'm on 57 of the PDF.
Sorry, I was looking for this in the Book of Jade book. It was in the wrong book.
The wrong book.
Draft shallow. I think the draft might be the one that would say if it can or can't.
Draft. Heavier boats ride lower in the water. Reefs, shoals, and rivers may only allow shallow draft boats. Very deep boats can't get close to landfall at all, except for docks. Be able to escape from other boats. You can sail to shallow waters before, yes, force them to run aground. Stowage, middling cannon, more sails. Yeah, if there is something about range, I imagine it would have something to do with like the number of provisions you could carry, right?
Yeah. And of
Or
course,
I guess your speed, right?
I think the two factor into each other. You have to take longer than you need for provisions. Whereas, like, we've already declared that the military vessel is meant for very, very long voyages. I.e., it's going across Calabria.
Yeah.
All right. So, given our low numbers, lack of crew, and general desire to maybe not immediately perish at sea, I suppose we are going for the scouting ship. But if we are going for the scouting ship, maybe we could still try to get some money.
Hey, if I die trying, at least I tried.
Very true.
I like it. Okay. So, to man this, I would say you're going to need a few extra people.
So I suppose this would be where you come into play, Captain. If you can get us enough people to man any of the ships, then we're all ready. At least take it and go.
It is quite a rowdy night out here.
Yeah, we would
You
need
do
2 more
have-
people.
If only Rafferty were here, then we only need one more
We
person.
don't need one more person.
Because technically, if you look at the stations, the ship's captain is not completely necessary.
Mhm.
It says minimum for every other station.
That's
Not
true.
for the captain. I guess if the captain is doing something else, then it's not necessary.
Right. So, Captain, it is up to you to convince some of these locals that they're better off risking their lives than drinking tonight. Best of luck, actually.
Okay, just risking them.
No, because we're pirates. Press gang is what the government does, Arcloyd.
Oh, biting social commentary.
No, I mean it's true. You have an officer of the of the Navy goes around trying to trick people into taking money from him in order to say that you've accepted money and you now do service. Famously, they would drop coins into the bottom of mugs people were drinking from.
Jesus.
Yeah, so you would drink it, and there'd be the coin there, and give you, what the hell is this? Boom! You're in the
Boom.
Navy now, son.
You touched it. Okay, interesting. So I guess when pirates do it, they're being shanghaied instead?
I have no concept of how a pirate would do it, other than what I'm about to do now, which is to
It
offer.
would be kidnapping, and then you're on the ship and you have nowhere else to go. So you better do it, or everyone's dead, including you.
Well, see,
Yeah.
pirates also
I
live
think
by
it's shanghaied.
pirates live by sets of rules as well, but also tended to be more strict than actual Navy rules.
Yeah, I have to imagine I mean, you got to keep order somehow, and you're dealing with people who washed out of the military, so yeah, you
But
got
yeah,
to
I
be pretty
mean,
strict.
typically you wouldn't kidnap somebody to be a member of your crew. You would kidnap somebody to hold hostage if you were going to kidnap somebody. So our thing would be that we would try to, sell somebody on the concept of it, or not even the concept of it. Hey, you want to make some money? All you have
When
to
you're
do is
free,
not come back here for a long time.
Exactly.
when you're
Yeah.
free of the
Right
chains that
here, we
bind
need
us.
an actual sales pitch right now.
Well, it's more probable that we would just say, hey, we're looking for somebody with these skills. I mean, this is a pirate port, basically, already, as described in the 1 second of thought that I gave it. And so
Yeah.
conceivably, there would already be people here looking to get on a crew. So it's more so
Right.
that, hey, we're looking for this, form a line, and do interviews. It's not as cutthroat or stupid as it may seem, you may be led to believe. These are
I like
people
it.
applying for a job. It just happens to be the job is highly illegal.
Okay. I guess that's fair. In that case, what are the stations that you want that we're looking for here? We've got Captain, but where would the other two of you find yourselves? And then what's remaining?
I would be maintenance.
Okay, cool. So that's maintenance crew. So we'd still need
Helm,
helm, lookout,
rigging, rowing.
rigging, and rowing. Where do you see yourself there, Gaston?
I was thinking of taking the Auspice Station, but it doesn't sound like the small scouting ship actually has one of those.
Yeah, now I wonder, like...
Even if it did, though, we
Mhm.
need somebody in helm, lookout, rigging, and rowing as a minimum. So,
Right, and the Auspice Station is specifically, hey, there's nobody there, so I'm doing it now. It's just now
Yeah,
I'm
right.
physically going over there to do it.
It's not so
Right.
much a physical station on the ship, or maybe it is supposed to
Well-
be, but it's more like a job.
as he has already said, a dispatch cutter doesn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
So what can you do outside of the Auspice Station?
I do have my D12 sailing. Let's see. What skills do I need? Other than sailing.
Well, we've got... So if you wanted to be a... We got lookout, rigging, and rowing. Or helm, I guess. Helm, I guess, would be probably the one that would use sailing, I'd assume.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning a lot here. We got to check the various stations to know for sure. Stations. Captain. Okay, stations. Captain of the ship. Captain of the row. Looks like it would be body and vehicles. Captain of the rigging. I see body, speed, and vehicles. If you have the gift of sailing, you get a bonus T12 for the rigging station.
That's good.
What are the others we needed?
Rowing, lookout, helm.
Yeah, so the helm. Helm is a large wheel on the deck, so you're actually like driving the boat.
Mhm.
That would be speed, will, and transport dice. Transport dice.
That's
Are those
I think that became a. I think that's a little glitch. I think here they would mean vehicles.
vehicles dice? Okay. We should make a note of that. This is page 931.
I think you're reading the wrong thing. That's speed, wheel, vehicles, and sailing. And the ship's motive dice and the ship's maneuver die. As helm. Don't read
There's
the
also the new edition that just came out.
don't read the bold thing in the paragraph. Read the thing that's in the chart. Which is
I
speed,
see.
wheel, vehicles. So sailing is D12, ship's motive die, ship's maneuver die.
Gotcha. Body speed vehicles. Okay. Yeah. The rowing station also says transport, though, and I'm just not familiar with what transport dice are.
Transport is when they decide to merge all of the vehicles and writing into one thing.
Got it.
That's used in the other editions, other games. Here, it's still Ironclaw 2E, so it's still vehicles and writing. So if they say
Gotcha.
transport, they probably mean vehicles.
Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, it looks like the one that you could take advantage of your sailing bonus would be the rigging station or the helm station.
What page is rowing on?
Rowing is on 930, which is the page 38 of the PDF.
Okay. I suppose I'm taking the helm then.
1 second. Actually, I'm gonna have to subvert you there, Griff.
Oh yeah.
As captain, I'm gonna have to take the helm.
All right. So that leaves me with rigging then.
Since I actually have to take one of the minimum stations, and that's the one that I'm best suited for. Because I would need to say that I would absolutely suck at every other one.
Understandably, I have tailored this character here specifically to be good at the Ozfest station, and there isn't one. So
Well, I mean, down the road we'll take another ship. A better
we'll
ship.
work on it. We'll upgrade.
Also, I think it makes more sense for the captain to be standing at the helm, piloting, as it were.
All right. So I
Makes
am
sense.
on rigging.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Captain. What is your character's name? It's Captain Cal?
You should join us on the
KAL?
roll 20.
Say what?
I should join you on the roll 20. You know what? Jesus, I knew I was missing
I
something.
thought you were talking to me for a second. I was like, well, I've been on the roll 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I've been so busy flipping through this PDF.
Yeah, no, because I even have a little sheet that has like text. We've been putting stuff down.
Oh,
Even making notes like
Me.
my voice.
so out of touch. And it's been a while since I've used Roll20, actually. I think since the last time we played, which is more than a couple weeks ago now.
Indeed.
Loading. There we go. All right. Cool. Here we are. Captain Cow. Alba Gaston. Beautiful. Okay, so now that we've gotten that figured out. Cargo ship, yep. Okay.
So we need rowing and
Okay.
lookout.
Right, yes, cool.
So we want someone with good eyes. And rowing, just, I guess, anyone with strength.
Good eyes and a strong back.
Let's see what you get. I'm gonna gen up some random people, and we'll write them down. And hopefully, some of these will be good for what it is that we're looking for.
Right. Any species with observation, any species with strength.
Yep. Okay. You got a weasel with an eye patch. We got a sparrow.
You know what I particularly enjoy about this little practice we're doing right now?
Mm-hmm.
Is that we're literally being racist.
Hey,
Well, you know.
I don't think there's actually many careers with observation.
You've got. I mean, that's a fair point. You guys found a lynx. We'll say missing a hand. And we'll give you two more. Hope you're writing these down because I'm not. And you've got an armadillo who confesses to get seasick if he's above deck for too long. And lastly, a gray fox. What's our gray fox's ailment?
Last name, Jacoba.
Yeah. The gray fox seems scrawny and malnourished.
So let's see. Armadillo, I don't think. I'm just gonna go ahead and just take a quick peek at what these what they technically should be good at. There's also careers that they could have, but who knows if any of those will even help or apply here.
We're gonna give them generic careers out of the book, probably.
Yeah.
And they'll probably all be like your standard issue crewman or sailor. Let me pop up the
Sailor
careers.
would probably be the career then.
Yeah.
Let's see. Do.
I mean, they could be Marines. There's a bunch of careers that could be.
Yeah. Boatswain is another likely option there.
And just
I realize sailor probably isn't in this book. Is it in the core book?
Yes. I think it's in the
in
optional
the extra
section.
careers.
Gotcha.
Well, Captain, looking at our choices here, I'd say absolutely every single one of these is not anything that we want. So who are we picking?
Well, I mean, you gave me recommendations on who not to pick. Who are your recommendations to pick?
Don't be so negative.
Again, not a single one of them is perfect. So, given the choice, I would choose none of them. But I'm not given the choice. Therefore,
That's roleplay. I like it.
let's see. What are the two stations we needed filling? We needed rowing. The armadillo could maybe do rowing. The lynx can't do rowing with one hand. But they should at least get up there and do observation. Let's see.
How
Data,
easily
looks like
could
you're
they
typing.
climb? This wouldn't have a rigging to climb like a crow's nest. This isn't that big of a ship, so
Yeah, no,
You-
I was
They just have to
typing
be able to climb a ladder.
I was typing the ship stuff, so in case we needed to put it up
Yeah.
for the future.
It's a sloop. It's a two-sailed sloop. I just posted a link in there. So it does not look like it has a crow's nest.
Oh, it's a
per
sloop? I thought
se.
you said it was like, oh man, I typed the wrong thing then.
I'm sorry.
I was typing the stuff for the cutter, and apparently,
Well, that's what it
everything-
says. Sorry.
I was saying apparently everything I said for the cutter was right. So, except
'cause
for a
think
sloop is a different ship.
Is it a different ship?
Yeah, say dispatch sloop and dispatch cutter are different ships.
It says a cutter is a small sloop. So that's why I googled sloop with 2 head sails and oars for fine maneuvering.
Well, they're all literally on the
Dispatch
same.
sloop.
They're
Oh, I
literally
see this.
on the same page. A cutter and a sloop.
Smaller boats with 1 mast, variety of riggings, could have square sails, blah blah blah. So what are the differences between these?
One can have sails and oars, and the other can only have sails.
Got it. Yeah.
Also,
So yeah.
a slight difference in crew.
Yeah, I mean, I think the cutter is fine.
Obviously,
I just googled sloop because
obviously
it's
the
supposed to be
sloop doesn't have rowing stations,
dispatch
whereas the cutter does.
Cutter. I didn't. Cutter ship. Huh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we'll go with a dispatch cutter. I think sloop is just, it's good to give you an idea for the size and the shape of the thing.
But they're the same size.
And to point out that there is not... I guess if there's a lookout, does that imply that there is, like, a station for it? Like, there is some sort of crow's nest on the ship?
Yeah, they both have
It
lookouts.
could only just be someone on the task, too, so...
Right.
I mean, that's fair. I'm thinking back to our flag means death all the time, but literally the dude that does that on their ship isn't in a crow's nest. He's usually just standing around on the deck.
Just looking for stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think it tends to be he has like the best eyesight. He also has a pet seagull.
It's true. The Lynx has night vision, I believe, for whatever
so
that's
the
worth.
Gray Fox.
Right.
I was just looking at them. So would we rather a Lynx or a Gray Fox for lookout, I think. They both also have keen ears, which is funny. They all have climbing, jumping, stealth. The difference is acrobat versus... whatever the Gray Fox had.
Fox Gray has danger sense, keen ears, and night vision.
Yeah, do we want someone jumpier or someone literally jumpier?
You don't give us the one-handed guy.
The one-handed guy?
Yep.
One-handed Lynx? Awesome. Okay. Let's get him a name.
There we go.
Oh,
We are
equal
filling up
opportunity
with
for you.
cats. Alright, so that leaves rowing. So this, between Weasel, Sparrow, Armadillo, and Gray Fox for rowing. This has to come down to them themselves. The Gray Fox was already described as, maybe a bit thin and frail.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably not going to have them rowing.
Take him.
Lash him down there. Have him do it anyway.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
Who are the 2 shittiest looking people? We're taking them.
Mm-hmm.
We could always just say, we'll take all of you.
Couldn't fit them on the boat. Take the 2 shittiest ones, the one with no hand and the one who's... You know what? Let's take the seasick guy as well. Not the old one, but the seasick one.
Alright.
Okay, you're taking all of them then. Cramming them in. You said
No.
not the seasick one? Which ones are you taking?
That was my joke. They wants to take the Lynx and the Armadillo.
Lynx and the Armadillo. Gotcha. Armadillo needs a name.
Yeah, remember, maximum crew was what I imagined to be the most amount of people we can fit on the ship because it's so small.
Right, exactly.
Is the armadillo's name William?
Is there what?
Is the armadillo's name William?
William? Could be.
So your last word there, like both times, kind of went like, messed up in the audio.
He comes up and is like, well, you know, I used to serve as a priest, but I need a little bit more action and adventure in my life these days. What's your experience with vehicles? Well, I drove a cart once and into a ditch.
I did sink a boat one time. Okay. I mean, I like it. The Lynx is Demetrios the Hand, and the Armadillo is Elderly William. And a finer crew never set sail on the trade winds. All right.
It's
So now you have.
through the bonds of adversity that we make ourselves men.
I love this. Okay, so Demetrios seems all spit and vinegar. He's ready and raring to go. William gives kind of like a casual shrug at all of this. He's nodding along to your stirring speech and exclamations, but he's he's not as spry as he used to be. In any case, now you have everyone you need to man this dispatch cutter, but you don't actually own the ship yet. So what is the next? What's the next plan? What's the next move?
I think the first step would just be simple observation. There's supposed to be 6 people for this ship. Where are they all right now? Are they actually on the ship, or does it look like they've ventured off into town?
Well, I would say you could probably use gossip to determine how many of them are here, land-bound and ship-bound. It's night, I assume, but maybe someone with night vision and like a spyglass would be able to see if there's anyone on the ship deck at present.
Mm-hmm. Captain, do you have a spyglass?
No.
We're short of spyglass, then. Captain, do you like talking with people?
Not really, but I guess I could.
I suppose that's up to you, then.
Yeah, sure. What, you come up with a plan?
No, this is information gathering. Unless Alba, do you want to go talk with people?
No, thank you.
I didn't think so. I think it's beneath me, so it's up to you, Captain.
It's beneath that. Now this one's beneath me. I'd pass.
Never mind, I don't have dice. It's beneath me.
Right, but what's your plan? Why?
If the fewer people... Well, this is to see how many people are there. If they're all on the boat, then we need to plan for all of them being on the boat. If
Seems to
nobody's on the
me-
boat, we just walk on and we leave.
It seems to me it'd be easier if they were all on the boat.
And why would that be, Captain?
Well, then we know where they're all at. We handle them all at once.
Well, ideally, my idea would be that we wouldn't have to deal with them if some of them weren't on the boat. But first of all, we need to figure out where they even are.
That's just a matter of observation. But also, where's
You
your...
missed the welcome to discussion.
No, I've been here the whole time. I don't understand. I thought you wanted to get into a scuffle. I'm down to get into a scuffle. I thought you wanted to get a scuffle. It'd be nice to take this ship by our own hand. That's why I said it'd be best if they were all on the ship.
Well, Captain, Alba, I, our elderly armadillo here, and the Lynx with one hand are all ready to do whatever plan you are in for. If you think that you want to walk up there and just see who's there and start a fight, then that's what we'll do. Isn't that right, everyone?
William. My name's William, and I may be old, still got more fire in me than you.
I'd love to see that you prove it.
Yeah, he curses at you.
So, Captain, what is the plan? The next action lies entirely on you right now.
Were the crew of that ship in the tavern?
That's what the gossip roll was for.
No, you don't gossip to look around. And obviously, we were at the tavern ourselves.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in the tavern, and it's unclear who belongs to which, except for the guys in the military.
Well, here's my problem with that, is that we were cognizant enough to know that that scouting ship had 6 crew, and yet we don't know what 6 people that crew were.
Yes, correct.
That's what I'm saying.
It's enough for 6 people.
You'd know that
we ever saw them.
Yeah, I assume that you would know ships and know that this ship requires a crew of 6. But
Then,
you don't know which of these scurvy dogs are those 6.
Well, then you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna wait till midnight, and then we're gonna board the ship.
In
Okay.
that case, I will go ahead and take the task of observation. It turns out I actually do have a die for it. Uh, I will just fly over, look down, see if
Right, you
there's
can
anyone there,
fly.
and fly back. Yeah, I can fly.
All
So
right.
I don't
Yeah.
necessarily have to bother anyone. I'm just like, yeah, I'm just flying over the bay.
All right. Well, as you do a lazy, flying casual over the ship and look down, you don't see anyone on the deck. The ship seems to be anchored, and it looks quiet from your aerial perspective.
That's very promising.
I guess wings could be very useful here. You don't even have to bring your little boat out. You just land on the deck to investigate
That is
further.
true. I guess that's also a good question. It's definitely just like on the dock right now, right?
Uh, I guess it's small enough that it would be just tied to the dock. I was thinking about it being in the harbor, but I guess the larger ships would be. The ship probably is docked.
Okay. So we can still tie a rowboat to it. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. You could just ditch the rowboat, as literally has capacity for 5 people and 2 oars, and that's basically what you got.
Right. So so I'll go ahead and report back to the captain. It seems nobody is awake on top of the boat. There's nobody at watch.
Great. Then we wait till midnight.
Midnight comes.
There's no point in stealing the
Quickly.
thing if nobody knows it was us that done it.
Indeed. Well, by midnight, many of the crew, many of the rabble rousers in the tavern have lost some of their energy. You see, there's a bunch of people still here who are kind of passed out in their cups. And still some that are half-heartedly trying to belt out sea shanties, but they're not getting any backup singers. And yes, so most everyone has quieted down for the night. Seems like the perfect opportunity to make your move. As you approach the deck, I'd say... Well, I'd say stealth. This seems like you're trying to make away with someone's ship without alerting anybody on the dock, anybody in the town.
Literally the opposite of
owns
what
the
I just
ship.
said.
He's not.
I mean-
working.
Okay, so what do you think?
I'm waiting for at least somebody to come back to the ship to try and stop us.
Oh, you're waiting for people to go back to the ship.
Yeah. I'm waiting for them to stop being so drunken louts and...
So, Captain, then, I would suggest you go raise a
Interesting.
ruckus and then proudly proclaim that you were stealing the ship while we get it ready.
I'm just a little bit confused as to your plan. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but okay.
He who
All right.
kicks most ass wins.
Well, it
As
seems
you-
like we're trying to describe getting into the most trouble, and you're assuming that we're trying to get into no trouble. So it's like,
Yeah.
God damn it! Every time
Yeah.
I go to steal this ship, there's no one around.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess that was an assumption on my end. I apologize. Well, so if you wait long enough, 2 drunken otters are leaning on each other and weaving dangerously along the dock. It looks like they're trying to head back to the ship, and you can catch bits of drunken arguments shouted between the 2 of them. And as they are reaching the boat, from within you see a light in the cabin area light up, and a third well-rested otter stumbles out and says, "What, you trying to wake the dead? What's wrong with you? Bloody mongrels. We set sail in 3 hours." So yes, there appears to be 3 of them currently that you know of on the dock and the ship itself. What do you do?
You know, it's kind of funny.
2 of them are very drunk.
The counterpoint to all of this would be the fact that if the ship was also never attended to, that the value of the ship might be not worth taking. Because if nobody thinks it's worth watching, it's like that. It's like this. I'm just gonna leave my car unlocked. They already stole the fucking radio. Take it if they want it.
It's their problem now.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair
So there's
point.
at least one person who's conscious and two people who are halfway drunk, and they said that they're going to set sail, so they probably already are provisioned. Perfect.
There you go.
So side by side all the way up the dock?
You guys can. It's from somewhere on the dock, somewhere that I can. I'm gonna jump onto the ship.
Okay.
I will follow.
We'll run in.
Captain
Oh.
Cow, you easily overtake these. I'll say, at this point, all three of them are made it onto the ship proper, and then you come up. You said you're jumping onto the ship?
Yes.
All right. You land on the ship with great flair. And the three otters will turn to look at you. The two drunk ones think this is very impressive, but the third one seems a little bit outraged, and he says, "Oh, and who the hell might you be? We set off soon. Get the hell off our ship."
Aha! You face Captain Cow. And this ship be mine. And then I raise fisticuffs.
You raise fisticuffs. The otter that seems to be the most cogent one looks to be a little bit advanced in years himself. He's got a little gray around the muzzle, and he's wearing spectacles. And he just looks to his crewmates and looks back to you and says, I think you have the wrong ship there, sir, but we are prepared to defend ourselves as this be a shipjacking, as it were. There's got to be a word for that, right?
This is what you'd call a boarding
piracy.
action.
A boarding action. And he pulls from his waistband a small dagger that looks like it might be useful in filleting fish and probably not much else. And seeing this, his two companions come to their senses somewhat, and they too grab what look to be fishing spears from where they left them on the deck.
I feel like at this point, I'm just like trading barbs, and I'm just like back and forth with my fisticuffs, like an 8-bit fighting game. Like I'm just repeating the same motion over and over again.
Exactly.
Waiting for the fight to start.
Yep. So yeah, maybe in more realistic timing. So this elder otter pulls his dagger while his two drunken ingrates scramble to arm themselves with fishing gear that has been left on deck.
Okay.
What are the rest of you doing?
I am pulling a sword and readying a spell. If they're taking their time to go ahead and get equipped, I'll take my time to get equipped too. It has to be a fair fight, otherwise I can't prove I'm better.
Oh, this is a good point. So, I'm sorry, our Abla, what are you doing in preparation of this battle?
Drawing a sword. And shield it as well, might as well.
Okay.
And getting in behind the captain.
All right.
Actually, at his side, this is gotta have some solidarity.
So now it's more like one of
like
the
it.
Final Fantasy games. I jumped into the scene, right? And then they all formed up into a row in front of me. And then my crew ran aboard the ship and formed a row beside me.
Nope. Dun, 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 dun.
So, Captain, which one shall you take? One of the drunks?
So the drunks are currently here.
Of course
Just
not.
use the
I'll
side
take
of
on the
this
one
to-
who looks the most ready for battle.
Yeah, we're doing this a little abstractly here.
It is a little abstract, but yeah. So the elder otter who needs a name, let's give him the name. All these are female names. Let's try it again. Fave? Fantasius. What a name.
Perfect.
Oh, Fantasius. Okay, and his two crewmates over
It's a shame
here.
that you're giving him his name. That's somebody who's so lackluster.
So lackluster and destined to be thrown overboard at any moment. And he's got more crewmen that are not present, so we'll see what's up with them. But for now, these guys will also get. Tirlag and Bethia, I love it, are still scrambling to arm themselves, so they are... yeah.
So I'm dragging him down to keep him in the window.
Fair enough. Alright, so Fantasius is going to approach you with his weapon ready. He's taking the guard action, and then he's going to use the negotiate stunt to say, "Now then, you've looked like you have had much to drink, but I won't let you just take our ship. Let's be reasonable here. I won't hesitate to gut you if I must, but he's going to try to negotiate, which is a d6, because he has no real negotiation skill, and it is a stunt, so he will be sent reeling, and he rolls a 4.
Is that counted by mind will negotiation?
It could be mind will. I think it's will negotiation. Things I should know by now and don't know.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Right, it has been a minute. Reason versus the target's mind, will, and inquiry.
Inquiry, alright. I have a chance.
You do have mind and will.
That's why I said I had a chance.
Need a 5 or better? Oh.
You know what? I'm gonna personality this.
Personality time.
I'm so optimistic.
No, this is gonna go great.
I can take him.
It's a tie.
It's a tie. Okay. I mean, ties go to the defender, I guess. So, yeah. So, his words give you a minor pause, but you decide that they're not, if you're going to start your pirate career, that would be the wrong way to start it, is by listening to the people that you're in the process of boarding and robbing. So, you do not have to take a focus turn. That is it for their action, and it is now to you all.
All right. Captain, would you like to have the first blow then?
I mean, is this guy right in front of me?
He's right in front of you, and he's currently reeling, trying to
reeling and guarded.
Talk his way out. Yes, and guarded.
Yeah, then I'm gonna just punch him in the face. Aim and punch. Be reasonable about this. Boom!
Alright. This guy's gonna try to parry with his dagger. Parry your punch. Let's see. Let's roll on 2d6. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't terrible.
Yeah, because you're parrying. I forget. Parrying. Break ties. You have anything to do?
You need cover to break a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also going to reroll that 1, by the way. Make my favorite use of Brawling Punch.
Ooh.
I like it.
Actually.
There we go. So
versus a parry, the defender retreats. If the defender does not retreat, then the attacker succeeds. So.
Okay, so you retreating?
Yes, he's going to... but he's reeling, so if he retreats, he falls down, which I think is hilarious.
Falls off the boat.
I think he...
Can you retreat while reeling?
You
can,
okay.
You just fall over.
You can, but you're knocked down if you do.
Alright.
Oh wait, he's also guarding, so he gets a d8 as well. Sorry, let me roll my d8. Didn't do that. Okay, didn't matter. Okay. No, I think that it's either... I think it's if you retreat or if you're forced to retreat, you're knocked down. But I think that he could retreat to break the tie. If he doesn't retreat, he takes all of the hits. So I think it's probably better for him to fall on his ass than to take a walloping 2 strength punch to the nose. So I think he'll do
Falling
that.
off the boat sounds like the best thing, or at least the funniest.
I mean, that's pretty funny. I wasn't thinking he was going to fall off the boat, just fall on his butt.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He's knocked down.
Did he fall a pace away or did he fall in place?
I think he still got the retreat, so it'd be 1 pace.
Yeah, so he's a pace back and he's knocked down and reeling.
All right.
Can I go next?
If you
Sure.
want to.
Ablo will step forward and attack Fantasius.
Attack him while he's down.
Attack him while he's down. Okay. He doesn't have much going on here. I think he's going to try to dodge your downward cleave, your napped sword. Can someone tell me what napped is again on one of these weapons? Oh, that's the flinted edge.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, this is where you decapitate poor Fantasius. I guess he still gets his D8 for guarding, right? Still guarding. Haha. That's an 8. Damage plus 4 weak critical. Yeah, you would have just decapitated him. He goes, ah!
He puts up the boning knife.
Puts up the boning knife and manages to just turn the blade slightly. Ding! As it thuds into the wood of your, not yet your ship. Next up we have Gaston. Gaston, this is a farce that you are witnessing
It
here.
absolutely is. So I got the 2 drunkards. Have they armed themselves?
They have armed themselves. They each have a fishing spear, essentially. Which we're just going to say are like half spears.
I was going to give them one if they couldn't find anything good enough. So, now that we've clarified that,
Okay.
I'll go ahead. I'm going to aim and create water.
Ooh, okay.
So, while they're still at a distance, that's going to be 1d12 and 3d6
We'll say at this point
plus
they're
1d8.
near range, so no. They're near range, so no range penalties are applying here. They're 4 paces away from you.
Plus 2 crit. All right. So,
Okay,
this
what are
is-
they defending with?
they can just dodge it. It's an attack.
All right, here's a dodge for the first. It's a hitting both of them?
One of them.
One of them. All right. So I'm going to say that Tier Lag rolls a 5 to dodge, which means that's a 3-point success, which with your crit becomes a 4-point success plus 2 becomes
5.
6.
Oh,
4 plus
wait.
2 is 6.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
'Cause of
That's
the critical.
math.
That's me. That's. Damn. Okay, a 6-point hit. It's not weak or anything.
This is not weak, no.
All right, these guys are gonna soak with their leather armor 2d6. Hoopadoom! Soaks one of them down to 5, so he would be reduced from overkilled to dead as you just slap him over the side of the boat with this. Do you want to describe what it looks like?
It looks like a water jet that, you know, like the hyperpowered water jets that will like destroy things, right?
Yeah.
So this is aimed just literally center mass and yeah, sends them flying off the boat.
Sploosh!
Ah, Gaston committed a murder.
The first of many.
All right.
And then I'll look
let's
at
see
the other
here.
one and go, would you like to try me?
Yeah. Bethia looks horrified, suddenly quite sober from her night of revelry. It looks like Demetrios and William. Have you guys armed? Are these guys armed with anything?
I don't think I necessarily have any spare weapons.
One of them is a little less armed than the other one.
Ho! But
Oh.
William is the one with both hands.
William has one hand. Yes, William has both. He's the armadillo.
If he wants, he can have a napped greatsword.
Ooh, okay.
Give the old man a greatsword.
I mean, yeah, mechanically he's just a D6 typical sailor, so there's no reason he couldn't try to use
It's
this
just a
great
funny
sword.
image.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean,
It's-
the argument could be made here.
Yeah, the great sword is awkward. It'll be funny watching him fall on his butt.
I said no. The argument could be made here. If the man gets seasick, then maybe he doesn't have vehicle dice for sailing,
That's a
which
fair
would
point.
limit his dice.
It's true. We are on a ship, right? All of these rolls should be limited
I'm
by
assuming
their
that.
vehicle dice.
I'm assuming
I
that
have
Griff
sailing,
was
so I'm fine.
smart enough to do that, and I think Arkloyd brought it up too.
Okay, so he'd be limited to a D, and because this would be an an awkward attack, it means that his opponent would have a bonus D8.
He
No,
gets-
awkward sends you reeling after you attack.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about confused. Right, that's different. So, okay, so yeah, so an attack with this thing would send him reeling, but I love that visual. Who do you guys want William to attack with this great sword? Probably Fantasius, who's still prone on the ground.
Hit them while they're down. Everyone gang up on him.
Okay. Who wants to roll for William? They're rolling d6s.
How many d6s he got? Is he actually trained in it?
No.
Melee. So he's rolling
in-
2.
Oh, sailors? No. Yeah. So he's rolling. What would be a d6 for his body, right?
Body and speed.
Body and speed.
Yeah, I think the napped weapons get those. So,
They do.
Oh,
2d6.
really? Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you were rolling 2d6. It'll send him reeling. Fantasius, you'll get a bonus d8 because Fantasius is knocked down.
Oh,
and
right.
reeling.
There is reeling, so d8. There we go.
Yeah.
So 4 and 5.
Sorry, I just want to check this. I think by now I would have internalized more of these rules, but knocked down. Does that give an additional penalty? That's what I want to know.
I am not sure. As far as
Knocked
I've
down.
interpreted it, like the multiple things that cause penalties just kind of do one thing, isn't that right?
Yeah, knockdown combatant has disadvantage until they get up. Bonus d8 to hit them. Attacks are considered awkward. Down attacker is sent reeling. Down combatants may not retreat. So it says they're disadvantaged. I feel like that should stack with reeling.
At disadvantage is an extra D8.
It's an extra d8, right? So a d8 for reeling, you get another d8 because he's knocked. And he's going to try to parry it.
So when Rafferty comes back, we might be retconning that rule. We'll see what happens.
It's
It
all
probably won't be materially different. I don't think Fantasius has much opportunity here. Oh, he did tie
good. Ooh.
with his
He doesn't have much
parry.
case for breaking a tie at this point.
He cannot retreat, which means that he fails and the attack goes through. So,
Simultaneous it?
well, he wasn't even countering because he was
yeah,
reeling,
he was just
so he was just
parrying,
trying to
that's
parry.
right.
So he
There we
just
go.
you get a 1-point hit on him. What's the stats on this snapped
6
great sword?
Plus 6 weeks, so it's a 7 damage week hit. Critical.
God
But critical
damn
doesn't
it!
proc on this.
Doesn't proc on this one. Okay, so he's rolling 2d6 to soak. He's rolling 4d6 because it's weak. 7 damage. Ugh! Overkills. Fantasius has been
Literally
cut in
chopped in half.
twain. Bethia, I'll almost say that wraps for your guys' turn, even though Demetrios didn't take an action.
It's fine, they
Bethia-
got one hand.
Gags, her mouth fills with vomit, and then she swallows and goes, "Mm-mm. Not for me," and turns and will dive overboard into the water. Paddle as fast as her little paws will carry her back to shore, shouting all the while, although many at the tavern are too unconscious or too drunk to heed her, at least until she makes it through the door. You guys probably have a little bit of time before the alarm is actually raised.
Right, we need to get the ship going now.
Yeah, might
Yeah.
as well. We're all here.
Need to make
Hey,
the
thanks
ship
for throwing the
ready.
sails.
All right. I don't know if there's an actual rule for this, but I do think this counts as a circumstance that is under a little bit of time pressure. And I feel like we're boatsmen, we should be making boaty rolls. So why don't everybody here give me a body, mind, and vehicles roll? And we're going to tally up all of the successes. And if you guys can get more than 5 successes, you can make way before anyone comes out to stop you.
There we go. 1 success.
3, 4, 5.
All right, there it is. You didn't even have to have your other ship hands working overtime to help you out with this. As you guys pull away from the docks in your new vessel, you can see several angry-looking otters collecting on the docks, shouting after you, waving lanterns and torches. I don't know what the police force of this island looks like, but there's
There would
maybe
be a
one of
city
them.
watch, and they do have a bunch of soldiers on a ship right now.
Oh, do they? Okay, cool. So yeah, then they're pushing out with like probably not a seafaring ship, probably like a boarding ship. And they're trying to close the distance between you and them. And this is probably a good time to have a some sort of motive, right? Pull up the book here.
I mean, I also doubt there would be a city watch, given the description of the place that I gave.
I mean, the community must at least say, like, hey, you two, just make sure nobody's murdering each other while they're drunk tonight, okay? And then they go, okay, I'm getting drunk.
Right, let's think about what these otters would do next. They'd probably need to complain to somebody if there's any form of government here whatsoever.
I mean,
That's who they'd go to, right?
arguably, they could probably swim at us faster than the boat is initially going to move.
This is a fair point.
They are otters.
Well, yeah,
I'm going to say
that's
there's
what I'm
only
saying.
3 of them left, right? It was a crew of 6, and you killed 2 of them, and one of them escaped.
I don't know if any of you guys have ever done it, but have you ever raced anybody on foot while you were on a bike?
Yeah, you
No.
gotta get the bike going.
Yeah, a bike is
Ah.
slower initially than the person on foot. It takes you, I don't know, 20 feet, 50 feet before you start collecting enough speed that you're faster than someone running. I
Well, in that
imagine when
case-
you're going with somebody who's a swimmer in the water, that the boat is initially slower than them, but, picks up speed.
In that case, I'm gonna start sniping them with that javelins.
I mean,
Okay.
that assumes that they
That
witnessed
they dive in the water.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
they witnessed an overkill and decided, I think we can still take the boat back.
well, so one of them witnessed an overkill, but she's since broken line of sight, so she probably could have rallied herself. And you are stealing their boat. So I'd have to imagine that, like, they are coming out after you. On the other hand, we did just roll for you guys to make way before anyone could, like, respond. So,
Again, though, the description that I put up for you here, that this was a pirate haven.
yeah.
So I feel like any given response isn't going to be City Watch, because that doesn't... Again, I'm not the GM. I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah. I
Any given
think...
response is going to be like any movie scene where you knock over the bikes at a biker gang.
Yeah, they
It's
come
gonna
running
be-
out.
It's
so,
going to be other like-minded people.
Yeah. So you've got 4 otters who are trying to swim out and catch you, essentially. But yeah, I think you guys have done well. I think we've already made the then. I think you see them trying to give chase, but I don't think they catch you. Unless
Right.
you want to make more rolls, but now I'm trying to find what rolls there would necessarily be.
Well, if you were asking for the motive die, that would be the helm station.
Right. And if we take, like, our rolls here, then you would get the motive and maneuver dice for your rolls.
Well,
Right.
that'd be speed, will, vehicles, sailing, motive, and maneuver.
And for this, your motive dice would be, well, you've got oars are a d4 and sail is a d6.
Well, obviously you use oars at that point because
I think, yeah, we're not out in the water yet, so so you've got a d4 motive dice. Presumably you'd be rolling against
what is
a
our
ship
maneuver?
typically for this.
I don't know what our maneuver die is.
So on page 52 of the PDF, maneuver and motive. Your ship's maneuver die is rolled when you use the helm station to navigate. Bigger ships are more difficult to maneuver. Your ship's motive die represents both its top speed and its ability to change speed. The maneuver die represents the ability to change direction without damaging a crew. And then there's a chart here that has motive die. Although I'm a little confused as to which is which.
What's the actual page and not the PDF page?
944.
Alright, let's see here. We are a dispatch. So maneuver is a D8. I don't know what the motive on oars are.
D4.
I'm just gonna add to this that our maneuver is a D8. And you said oars were D4?
Yeah.
What are sails, by the way?
Sails are a D6. And if you have sails and the more sails mod, they become a D8.
I was just adding them to the thing, so I can either look it up later.
Cool.
So it's just motive, oars D4, sail D6, and what page was I on before?
Disaster.
All right.
Not violent. And I guess this would be contested. I'm thinking otters are natural swimmers. I think they have fast swimmer, which basically means they can swim. They can use like their swim dice as sprint dice essentially in the water, and they also swimming for them is not a stunt.
Right, they're actually good swimmers.
I mean, I'm ready to roll whenever you are.
Okay. I'm trying to think about. We'll just roll once for the group of them, and they'll roll 2d6 for their body and their swimming. Here we go. And we'll see. It's contested, so whoever rolls. We got a 4.
Well,
You got a 12. All right. Yes. Moments later, you all can't even see the otters anymore. All you can hear their curses and shouts. From behind you, in front of you, you can taste the salty sea air and feel the rhythmic rowing of the oars by your oarsman, William.
you know what's funny? Is on the chart, that's 5 successes, right? On the
Yeah.
chart, one of the 5 successes is incredible escape. So,
There you go. Incredible escape. And that is indeed what you have done as you glide out. What are you going to name your vessel? Now that she's yours.
oh, here, I'll type it in.
Clearly,
on.
we're naming it the Otter now.
Otter's Bane.
Wrath of the Otter.
There you go.
Where'd you type it?
Where all the other information is.
Oh, over there. The righteous indignation.
I like that.
And now let me spell check it. Spell correct it.
There we go. I like it.
And I'll also spell
Righteous
maneuver right while I'm at it.
indignation.
There we go. So, Captain, we have our ship. We have provisions. Where to now?
Do we?
You have provisions, but not as many as you might have thought. The ship was intended to rendezvous with a large fleet, I suppose, caravan. So you guys have provisions for 3 days, which means that currently your range is a bit limited. There are islands within that range. But let's see. Okay. In fact, so we've been playing for 2 hours. This might be a good time to take a time out and a good time for me to come up with
Figure
some
out what happens
options.
next. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. See you in a
So,
minute.
10-minute break. I'll be right back. So we were saying that Abla currently doesn't have the gift that allows her to wield her weapons
Well, one of her
non-awkwardly.
one of her weapons.
One. Gotcha.
And it's the one I'm most excited about because you saw what it did in the hands of an untrained man.
Yeah,
Murdered somebody.
it murdered him real good. Okay. So then, you guys find yourselves out in open water, among the Brygial seas. I assume is how you pronounce this. It's the waters along an archipelago. Merchant ships and naval vessels enjoy fair weather, strong winds, and emerald blue waters as they pass through in droves on their way to other ports, filled to the brim with cargo. As you investigate what your new ship has to offer, you find that the crew were given instructions to make port and to inquire after a lost item belonging to the captain of the vessel that they were intended to rendezvous with. Apparently, one Captain Merryweather lost a pendant of some importance to him, of great personal value and economic value as well, from the description of it. And this was going to be where they would stop and resupply on their way to rendezvous. However, I will say also that our illustrious captain, having spent most of their lives around listening to the gossip of traders and other pirates, knows well that many of these small, unclaimed islands of this region are used as stash points, as places where ships will bury loot, either illegal loot, goods that they are trying to hide from authorities, or portions of their legal cargo that they simply want to disperse so as to not lose it all in the case that they are attacked by pirates, which is a very real threat in this region. Considering that, you know, Captain Cow, that there is a ship, or is an island, one such island not far from here, that has been used as a staging point. You know this because you overheard it from a very drunk gambler, who was the ship's boatswain, who had lips. You were talking to not a week previous to this, who described this island as sort of like where he intends to retire once he, get enough money to buy a small boat of his own. So you know well where it is. You know not what the cargo is that was buried there, but you're fairly certain that it has been hidden somewhere on this island that's not a day's journey from where you are now, with minimal security, according to this boatswain's story. And of course, the seas are open. If there's anywhere else that you guys can go that you'd like to travel to, or things that you would like to buy. Currently, you're pirates with nothing in your hold save the equipment needed to man your vessel and enough provisions to get you 3 days from where you're currently. Should also say that I don't have the map. I know at one point it was shared in the Discord. I could probably go digging for it. But if anyone has the map...
I bet if you search for the word map, it won't be very far below it.
I guess I tried.
Specifically, if you look for any message you yourself sent with the word map in it. Because Raph only responded to you with the image of the map after.
Map. Actually, there's a lot of discussion of maps in ours. Let's try.
Yeah, I mean, let's go for the most recent. Y'all need to work on your Google Foo is all I'm saying.
Hey, there we go.
That's safe.
Okay.
Let's go back up.
Spotted. Cool. Save image.
Alright, so plenty of space in between all of these.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
So, undefended island, you say?
Yes. Undefended island, and of course, anywhere else that you can think to go. But yes, well, you'll be in the Bridgeal Seas, kind of to like the east of this Fort Faranfer. I assume it's this archipelago they're talking here. Can't really gesture to it. Maybe I can roll 20.
Mhm.
Let me set about doing that while you guys discuss your.
Well, my problem is I was going to have a message to you, but now you're busy. Namely, it almost sounded like you were offering us a goal.
Yeah, in fact, I was gonna say that probably getting a ship should have been a goal, so we can retroactive that.
My problem
Um,
with that is that we also had starting goals, and one of those,
hmm.
I mean, sure, I'll have two goals that are literally the same. Why not?
Oh, well, I guess if your starting goal is get a ship,
Well, my starting
Yeah.
goal was loot a ship, and I think capturing a ship and looting the ship are essentially the same.
yeah, it's trivial to loot a ship once you own it.
But yeah, I mean, if you want to give us the goal, capture a ship, I'll have to double up on that. I just meant what you were talking about with the other guy, who I have colloquially named Captain K. Rogers.
Captain K. Rogers.
He's a gambler.
There you go.
That's a reference for, I guess, country fans.
Sorry.
I like that song.
Kenny Rogers,
I've heard the name.
the gambler?
I'll take your word for it.
So,
You don't have to, it's like one of the most popular country songs.
in terms of other things, though, I think one of the things you threw out was that this ship crew was looking for an amulet and they may have stashed it somewhere, and that may have been on this island. Is that correct?
Two different things.
Ah, okay.
So they have an itinerary to we can change the size of this. They have an itinerary to stop at an island that is habited. Apparently, in this letter, this guy had made a stay among the inhabitants of this island, and during his stay, realized that he had this very important pendant to him that's worth a lot of money. And having realized it and knowing that they were going to be on their way to meet up with the rest of the ships, they said, perhaps you could go and inquire after this lost pendant. It would mean a lot to me. So that's an option. You have bearings to go there. Unrelated to that completely, Captain Cow is aware of an island not far from here where
Oh, now you're making it too big.
Too big? I'm sorry. You're the one. You should mess with it. You're the one who knows.
I did.
I'll shrink it back down here.
I got it.
You got it. Okay. But yeah, Captain Cow knows of an island that is basically a stash point for one of the drunks that frequents that tavern. That apparently is not very well guarded. So find the island, and if you can find where they buried it all, that would be some loot. Because currently, you have a vessel, but you have nothing to sell for money.
So once again, is there a goal being offered here?
I think that's us deciding
I
which
guess
one we want to choose as a goal here.
Yeah. And they could both be goals.
Well, the thing is that you can throw out 100 goals.
Yeah,
and we can
you
still
guys
choose.
decide.
And we can still choose none of them. That's what I'm saying, though. Is there goals for these two things that you just said?
Yeah, we'll say goal 1.
So I'm gonna go ahead and write down. Get the amulet.
Well, that's what he's listing right now. He's typing it in
Pendant.
chat.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So we got recover Merryweather's pendant. Goal. Loot. Captain Rogers' secret stash.
Well, I mean, if I know where Captain Rogers' secret stash is, also it's Rod. If we're going with
I'm sorry.
if we're going with my joke name, then it's Rogers, not Rogers. I know it's very hard.
I don't know the difference.
No
Sorry.
D, 0D.
No D. Just Roger. Works for me. I'm easy.
Like a
Okay.
Sunday morning. So I listen to a lot of slow jams
Slow
no.
jams.
when I'm on the table. Easy like a Sunday morning was one of them this morning.
Nice.
So, which of the two would you like to do then, Captain?
Like I said, if
Which
I
should we
know where
sail
the
towards
location
first?
of Captain Rogers' secret stash is,
You know the island, yes.
yeah, then why not just go there?
Okay.
Seems easy enough.
Like a Sunday
It would
morning.
take less travel time than the other. So. Okay. All right. So, after less than a day's of sailing, you and your modest crew make landfall in an island that is basically about 24 palm trees and some rocky outcroppings and a sandy beach. As you weigh anchor and step out onto the sand and gaze around, you see no soul in sight. You do again see a small forest of palms and what looks like a rock jutting out from the center of the island, large enough to perhaps contain a cave, but all of it is hidden by the foliage. Where would you like to begin your search?
I only know that it's on this island, not any other salient clues.
No other salient clues. You'd imagine it would be somewhere. Well, actually, you don't. You also don't know what the goods are, especially. But
Hey,
So, yeah,
Abla. Abla, are you any
Yes.
good at tracking?
I'm good at searching.
We'll search for tracks.
You could take the armadillo with you because he's also naturally good at searching.
Liam says,
And that would be a D6 assistant bonus. Or D8, that's right.
Demetrios, you stay with the boat.
"Aye, Captain."
I'd like to maybe do observation, just do a quick fly around to the island and see, like, oh, I wonder if there's anything actually here.
Okay, let's start with the observation roll from Gaston.
Alright, my basic observation, 2d6, got nothing.
No successes.
Sand kicked in your eyes when you got off the boat.
It seems empty, Captain.
Seems deserted, Cap. All right, so Abla and William begin your search of the place, looking for tracks.
I hope at some point we discover that your last name is Espanol.
Oof.
Habla Espanol.
Nice. I see 2-3.
You got a short
Habitat.
bonus, which is nice.
Good
and
shit.
did you want to roll a d8 for assistance?
You're no help.
Yeah. William is no help. He spends the entire time complaining about his sore arms. But you hit the ground, hit the shore, and you're off. You know exactly what to look for and exactly where to look. And without much time at all, you discover that not only have there been visitors to this island recently, but you believe that they are still there. You find tracks in the sand and disturbances in the foliage that lead to a hidden but well-trod path through this tiny forest that seems to lead up to the... there's sort of like a walkway that has been hammered, like a guardrail that's been hammered into the rock, which you believe leads to the top of this outcropping that probably leads to some kind of observatory. And as you are skulking around and you look up, you swear that you catch signs of a glint of metal, perhaps the reflection off a spyglass at the top of this rock. Whoever they are, they're quite aware that your ship has made landing.
What is their range band away from us?
I would say from I assume that when you spot this, you're at the base of this large rock. At that point, we'll say long range, I think, 100 paces. From the beach, probably like 300 paces or more.
Well, that would be very long range, but if it's at 300 paces, I could throw a javelin that far. But we don't know who that is, so that could be a friend.
Damn, okay, yeah.
And laterals are nice.
That's good. That is good range for a thrown weapon. Holy crap.
And those thrown weapons only go short range.
Yeah. 100 paces, damn.
By the way,
Okay.
I think I need to reconfigure my imagination of this island because I thought you said it only had like 20 palm trees on it, and I was like thinking of the island Jack Sparrow gets stuck on, where he famously says, "Where's all the rum gone?" Which is a very sparse island, just a shore with a bunch of sparse palm trees.
Right, the difference between an island and a sandbar.
Well, yeah, it's just that you said like 20 palm trees and a large rock. So I literally just thought, alright, there's a rather large rock and 20 palm trees. And then it's like a forest. Where's this forest coming from?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not a very big forest. But it is still a collection of trees, such that I would call it a forest.
Abla will point out, of course, that there's the possible observer over there.
I mean, 300 feet away is also a bunch larger than I was thinking too. So, yeah, I guess I'll just get to work with the words on this one.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, they probably would have already seen Gaston flying around if they didn't see us already, so just make our way.
So while we're walking, Abla's looking for stone to make more weapons out of. So would you like another searching roll just to find it?
Well, you did have 3 successes, so I would say, what are like the units that you use for crafting in this?
Cost.
Yeah, I think it goes by money worth. So you'd say like X dinar worth of valuable stone.
It's cost and time. But yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Then
Put value on stones.
I know. I feel like I feel like 1 dinar's worth of stone is probably a pretty large amount of stone. I guess it depends if it's like special stone.
Well, obsidian is an expensive commodity.
Okay.
That's also a volcanic rock. Is this a volcanic island?
Aren't they all? I don't know.
There could also be other materials, fibers.
Well, I mean, if he's looking for obsidian, I'm working with what he said.
Yeah.
And yes, they are all volcanic, but are they currently volcanic?
Right. I'm gonna say there's no volcanic rock here, but you can, with 3 successes, you can find like 2 dinar worth of materials. I don't know if you need like fibers, like what Griff said.
Well, I'd actually be hoping for more because now a napped axe which is like the smallest weapon, costs 7.5 dinar. But the pole, which is basically just a rock and some wood, is
Right.
135 dinar.
Wow.
So
Seems like a lot.
yeah, the stone is expensive, and but then again, the rarity also makes it play into how much it costs, which halves your crafting time, I believe.
Gotcha.
Oh no, it halves the amount of successes needed, which technically halves your crafting time.
Yeah, you don't just find 130 dinar weapons laying on the ground
I figured
until you
that
kill
Yeah.
the guy holding it.
I figured, but like, if the materials are expensive, then one
Yeah.
stone worth of obsidian might be enough to make an arrowhead.
Right. It's a scale thing. And this is something we're going to have to figure out because it's something that your character is built around. I don't want to give you so much because I don't think that this island necessarily has that much value. And also because this is sort of like an extra bonus for something that you were already doing, keeping an extra eye out for it. So, like, what would you consider to be like a small, like an incremental reward for this? Would it be like a 10 denarii find? Would it be like a 20 denarii find? Or
Do
would you say like anything less than like 50 denarii isn't worth?
Yeah, remember the value of a dinar is a day's worth of work.
Yeah.
You live
And
off
again,
of
if we're
like
thinking
a
about
dinar a day.
Yeah, if we're just thinking about in terms of raw materials, like 1 dinar of like, I don't know, bamboo or something is probably more bamboo than is comfortable to carry around, right?
Right.
So there's a lot of things to consider there.
But one thing I could do is, okay, obsidian is an expensive material. I can look up how much expensive material can be gathered per weight.
Okay.
And because that's how the main omnibus lists expensive items is it's so much per weight.
Right.
I thought we said there wasn't obsidian here, though.
Well, there is a cave, and that is rock, so there might be flint.
Man,
other
was there a
kinds
cave
of-
too? Jesus, my imagination is not working with me today. I thought these
I
guys
said they're-
were on top of the rock.
They are on top of the rock. I said there could be a cave. It was impossible to tell through the tree cover. Now that you're down there, there does not appear to be a cave. There seems like there's this rock.
I also don't want to make it sound like I'm just counter-arguing everything you say. You guys know
Right.
my devil's advocate personality. But also my other thought is, it's a cave. Sure, it could also be lined with gold. I mean,
Well, I think the important thing is that someone is observing us. We just got the report back, and there's probably more people here. What should we do?
before Griff swerves us into seriousness, I also want you all to imagine that I come into your store with $5 worth of rocks, and I swear to you, each of you is now imagining a different size pile of rocks.
That's true.
Well, expensive items are 60 denarii per stone.
I just mean, because what's the value of a rock?
Wow.
I'm not talking game mechanics, I'm talking real world. If I walk in 2 handfuls, this is $5 worth of rocks. That's not even $1 worth of rocks.
What
Yeah.
depends, is it gravel or is it like, quartzite?
I really hope this episode in the future gets like a geologist or a professional rock tumbler who has actual knowledge. Anyway, I already gave the order. I gave the order, and then we went on to this dialogue about.
All right.
Yeah, I do want to.
How
I
much
do want to come
money-
to some sort of conclusion first about the rock gathering thing. I
Yeah,
don't.
If
I
she
re-
finds a stone's worth of stone, then that's a funny saying, but then it's 60 denarii worth for crafting.
I think with 1 success, that seems like a lot. I could see with 3 successes that you would find, because I guess to be fair, I'm saying the first 2 successes are spotting the dude on the rock. The 3rd success is like your bonus success for gathering. And I think that also you're not. I'll say that okay. In terms of just spotting materials, you can see that there's no. We'll say that there's flint, but there's no stones that you would need specifically beyond that, and
Right.
there's probably fibrous material.
All right, so for expensive items, for say a stone's worth, that's 60 denarii. You, but that's what's in the book.
I'll say yeah. So if you wanted to spend like half a day gathering, then yes, you could gather 60 denarii worth of raw materials.
That'll come after we do what we're doing here. Though.
Yeah, maybe bring that up
Yep,
when we're ready
gotcha.
to disembark. I also
Yeah,
think
okay,
for the
cool.
future we should probably ping Raph. If obsidian is going to be a big thing towards Arcloid's character, that Raph should probably indicate where on the map obsidian is generally harvested or something like that. Because I think volcanoes are probably a big thing.
Oh, obsidian, flint, agate. There's a lot of stones that break in the right way.
Right, but I mean
Gotcha.
undersea vents, volcanic things. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that since the entire setting is around trade and all that kind of shit, that Raph probably has ideas about where
Right,
it's
we could
all
probably use some of the trade rules here eventually for some of this.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying we should ping Raph at some point after.
So what are your orders then, Captain?
I already said we should go.
We're gonna go up the rock.
Yeah,
Okay.
I said that
Okay.
when Demetrius stayed at the boat.
I trust you. Who's gonna lead this procession up the rock?
Yo,
Captain first, apparently.
Captain leads the
Let's do
way.
it.
It's Captain first up the hill, Captain first to the watery grave.
I like it.
Captain goes down with his
Okay.
ship, whichever ship that may be.
Captain, you make it almost up to the crest of the rock when a shot rings out. A loud explosion that bursts a nice sizable chunk off of this large rock. Probably like 3 feet in front of you. It's followed by a shout. And the top of this rock is, we're going to say, level enough could stand comfortably on it, and probably like, we'll say like 6 paces across, essentially. And you hear shouted from just above you on this rock a quavering voice that says, "Wherever ye be, don't come any closer. I've got more up here for that. Where that came from.
It sounded like you fired off your shot.
I've got plenty to deal with a lot of you."
Should we give you a minute to reload then?
There's a pause, and then instead of a response, you hear a very like the sounds of someone juggling with a pistol or a musket, trying to like cram the. I don't know what kind of sounds this would make, but you hear like the
Hassan
sound
will
of a
just go
ramrod.
ahead and walk up very confidently then.
Well, I mean, he could
Okay.
also have multiple pistols.
Well, he'll have to prove it then.
That's literally the art of most of the characters that have pistols.
Exactly. So Gaston, I think your gambit kind of worked. So as you walk up, you see a capybara, and you can see that he's made sort of like a small little campsite for himself up here. And he does appear to be armed to the teeth. He's got several of these pistols shoved in his belt, but he also has a 2-handed musket that he is in the process of trying to reload. And when he sees you, he gasps, he drops the musket, and he begins to draw the pistol and aim it. What are you going to do?
If you would say this was initiative, this is where we could do it, or I could, I have no ability to disarm the situation, is what I'll say.
It's probably initiative.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah. And I'll roll for him.
All right. For initiative, I'm ready. How far away is he?
About 6 paces, I think, was described.
Yeah.
All right, then map X.
Oh wow, I'm completely unready. I haven't even drawn my weapon. I'm just like, he doesn't have anything.
Is 2 successes focus?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Well, 1 success anyway.
I'm gonna kill Gaston again.
Oh hell yeah! Here we go.
Here we go. Oh, okay. All right. So he's gonna aim. He's not gonna aim. He dropped his pistol. He dropped his musket. He grabbed up a pistol, and
then he
he's gonna
fires.
fire it. So first we're gonna roll our spark die of a 10. 10. No hang fire. And then we've got speed, range combat versus defense. We're rolling 2d6, but the damage is +2 and slaying. It's headed at you there, Gaston.
I do have to try to
Damn.
dodge it.
Gotta
I
beat a
do own
3.
a shield. I need to remember I do have that.
Ah.
Very important. So let's see. So I am rolling to dodge right now. I will have a 6 versus whatever he rolls.
All right. You step aside.
Oh,
The second shot rings out.
You invested in dodge this time, huh?
A tiny bit.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Shot rings out. You step aside.
Or are
It's
you,
nothing but air.
I'm sorry, I'm just remembering the initiative rules. Reeling is double ones, right?
I think reeling is
Got it.
a
I
botch.
just don't have a weapon out.
Got it.
So Gaston will call 2 misses.
The look on his face is one of disbelief and horror as he begins to scramble to pull another gun out. And that is his turn.
I could throw an axe at him right from here.
Yeah.
Captain. The captain could also try to punch him out too. So whoever wants to go first, really.
I've seen Arcloid typing this entire time. Go ahead, just go ahead and go, Arcloid.
Well, I was just getting it ready so it wouldn't take so long. When
Yeah, like I said, I've seen you typing it out this whole time. Just go ahead and go.
I'm gonna
Damn.
go enraged and gonna use my favorite use of throwing as when enraged.
Let's see how well he can dodge stuff now.
His little Purina, what is it called?
Capybara.
Marinina.
Yeah.
Purinina. The little Purinina just like, I assume they're little. I could be wrong, but yeah. With a war cry, chucks this thing.
Let's see if the capybara can dodge.
Yes. Let's see, indeed. Huh! Oh! Bad showing. Okay.
This is going to be a fracturing attack, so the weapon does +2 damage over and above, but then it loses 1 point of its damage bonus permanently.
Interesting. Okay.
How much extra did you say that was? 2 more?
Yes.
I think this is a 12-point hit.
Yeah, this is insane. First of all, you have, it looks like 4 successes +3 for the damage. So that's 7 starting. And it's critical, which means another 2, so that's 9. And then what was it? You said +2 for this fracturing attack?
Yes.
12, yeah.
11.
I think 11. Okay. Well, there's absolutely no way that he could soak that to anything less than overkill. So I think this napped axe just sails through the air and embeds him like right in his chest and his head. I don't know. You're the one throwing it. Tell me. Yikes.
In the jaw. Cut the jugular.
What? The capybara stumbles back, probably knocked backwards, clear off the edge of this rise, and you watch as he sails and lands with a grotesque thud in the foliage below. Now, you're alone on top of this rock. He had 3 pistols, which went over the edge with him. He has the unloaded musket on the ground, and there's another on the ground as well. So he had 2 muskets, 3 pistols. 2 muskets are up here with you. He also had like a tent with like a little pot of something that he was cooking. And there's the spyglass up here as well.
Oh, we've been needing one of those. I'll go ahead and like pick up the musket off the ground and also the spyglass, and I'll hand the spyglass over to the captain. Like, here, I think you need this.
You can just go and hold on to that, and we'll give it to Demetrios when I get back to the ship.
Fair enough. And for you, well, 1 shot and 1 kill. Here, and I'll hand over the musket. To Alba. Abla.
Abla. It's gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah. Keep expecting it to be the other way.
Right?
Thank you.
So I suppose after investigating how good his food is,
Doesn't seem very good.
yeah, he doesn't have anything else up here indicating who he was or what he was doing up here.
Unfortunately not. It looks like he's probably been there a day or so based on I don't know. Just based on like the I'm trying to think of anything that could indicate this. He's got like bedding up here sort of under, and it looks
I mean, has he dug a hole? Is it filled with shit?
he did dig a hole, but it's not up here. It's down rock.
Yeah, you don't want to put it next to your tent, I suppose.
Some people
Oh, 3
do.
tons. Still, at any rate, if there was anyone else here and they heard 2 gunshots in a row followed by loud screaming and a precipitous drop, I think they'd made themselves known by now.
Possibly.
I guess it's fair to say it doesn't seem like there's anyone else here then, huh?
Possibly.
We'll find out soon enough. Let's check out that rock. It's probably buried near there as a major landmark.
That is true. We were looking for your captain's buried treasure.
Yeah, I mean, continue on. Ivy.
Mhm. I'll go ahead. I'll fly down. I'll like pick up the effects from the dead capybara here and just like make sure to organize it all.
Gotcha. Yeah. Capybara is very, very dead and looks very surprised to be dead.
I'll like shift some earth over him magically, just or some sand, I suppose, just to try to bury him real quick. It's like this feels like the honorable thing to do at this point.
He died a warrior's death. Yes.
Doing his best.
Just doing anything he can. Let's see. We have anything on him?
Snazzy bandolier.
Nah, yeah, maybe. Yeah, like he's got some ammunition.
I'll probably ask for like a number of shots later on. Doesn't matter
Exactly.
right now.
Yeah. Steel bullet. Damage becomes
Yeah.
slaying becomes critical. What?
Oh,
Oh.
right. It could be just normal ammunition rules. If it's normal ammo, it's like, yeah, you probably have some.
Exactly, yeah. It's
Special,
normal
then, yeah,
ammo.
then it's bonus. Yeah. Okay.
That's
fair enough.
interesting.
Yeah, normal ammo tends to be hand waved.
So he
Hand
was
what?
keeping a lookout
Interesting.
up here.
Hand waved. Like it's not
Yeah, yeah.
included with
Yeah.
weight and cost. You just get it.
Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, no notes or anything like that. You're doubtful this guy actually knew how anyway. He's outfitted like a sailor though by trade. And yeah, he had a really nice spyglass.
Right. Well, so what do we do from here? The treasure must be somewhere around here, and, well, he's merely keeping watch.
It's not a super large island, but if there was any clues that he could share with you about where the treasure was being kept. He's not sharing them anymore because he doesn't have a jaw.
On the
Very
island,
true.
we ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit.
And you follow the tracks around. It looks like he more or less just went up the rock earlier. Isn't that right, Abla?
That is correct. You watched him, from what you can tell from these tracks, it looks like there's several spots around the little island that he would have gone to. You can see that on the far side of the island, there's a place where it looks like a large ship probably could have been moored. And then you find the latrine.
Mhm.
But yeah.
But nothing to indicate like where someone may have wandered around and buried something yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's gone to a whole lot of places on...
Are capybaras good at digging?
Find out. I'm not
I
sure.
don't think they are. They are water creatures.
So this guy dig his own latrine hole by hand? Or did he have a
They
tool?
do have digging.
Okay.
Oh.
Somebody said
got
no,
digging,
so
endurance,
I
swimming.
assumed. So yes is the answer to that then.
So they do.
They have fast mover.
So is there no cave up here?
No cave in the rock. The rock is just a really big rock. It gives you a good vantage point of the ocean. 360.
Remind me again how I knew that the treasure was here.
You were listening to the ramblings of ship captain, who told you about this little island where they stashed their part of their loot that he loved because he loved this scene. He intended to retire there.
Right, Captain K. Roger.
Captain K. Rogers.
And what I overheard, there was no other hints other than just the island's location.
Just the island's location. Yeah. Yep.
Right. And Abla's tracking only tracks up to where this guy was.
Yeah.
Could we
And the
do
bathroom.
another tracking roll starting at the ship and seeing if anybody had perhaps gone a different direction?
Yeah, from where the large ship was probably moored before. That would make sense, I think.
That's good enough place to start a search as any.
Another roll?
Yeah, we do another roll. No one has any gifts that would be helpful in terms of like
Survival would be good.
survival. Yeah.
Unfortunately, not Gaston.
Okay. All right. That's 3 more successes. Do you want to have anyone else chip in on this? Any of your deckhands?
Actually,
William
just
still is existent, so why not?
just real quick. So I think I may have tuned out when you guys were talking about the loot. What'd you all do with all of the guns?
They're more or less collected right now. I handed one over to Alba for basically solving the problem.
Yeah, I heard about the one gun, and I just noticed that there was multiple. And you do
I've
me,
just collected them right now.
you do me a favor,
That's all.
Gaston.
What's up?
Fly back to the boat and give Demetrios one of those guns.
Give him the musket. I don't need it.
Well, no. Specifically, I just need him to have a gun so that if he spots anything, also you can give him the spyglass at the same time. If he spots anything, he can signal us with a shot in the air.
I like that.
I'll go ahead and give him one of the loaded pistols. I'll fly back there and give him the spyglass.
And the loaded pistol.
Yes.
Okay.
Gotta be very pedantic because I want to make sure everything is accounted.
Demetrios is like, oh, this is turning over in his hand.
Demetrios isn't the old man.
Oh, sorry, William is
is the
getting
old
it.
man. We brought the old man with us.
Yeah.
One-handed Demetrios is our
He's
lookout.
back at the boat.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I thought so. To be clear, Demetrios back at the boat has the gun and the spyglass.
Yeah, he's our lookout.
He's our lookout. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, cool. All right, then.
Also, why you don't want to give him the musket, the two-handed musket.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank
Right.
you.
Okay, then. 3 successes. All right. So I'm sorry. Did anyone else want to help with this search?
Like I said, there's William if you want to roll an extra d8.
All right. Is he gonna rote or roll?
My assumption is that he has at least 2 dice. He rotes for 1 and then gives you the assist.
But I guess
That's
the
what makes
argument
the most
there is
sense.
that you usually wrote things that aren't challenging or have a risk to fail.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
since this isn't something he does all the time, as he's never been to this island, who knows?
Okay. All right. So you guys go and you begin to investigate the shore, and you do find interesting elements where, like, it looks like several rocks have been placed purposefully around an area at the break line between the shore and this forested part of the island. And as you begin to investigate the area further, we'll say, you do see signs that the sand here has been disturbed. It's a different consistency and texture. And in fact, you're pretty sure you found the location of a burial site. And yeah, probably the location of the loot. Do any of you guys have digging?
I have earth magic, but that'll just be a d8. William has digging, we've clarified that. And I'm not sure any of the rest of us have digging.
I do not.
Okay then. Well, William will set to digging if yeah. And he'll take a bonus d8 for your earth magic if you want to lend us.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's 1 success.
It'll
After a
take them a while.
Yeah, after a good 30 minutes of digging in the loose soil, he gets probably like a good 4 feet down into the earth, and then you hear a "Ha! Jackpot!" And you look down, you can see that indeed there is several large chests, about capybara-sized chests, essentially, squat, flat, that have been wrapped in tarps to keep most of the sand out of them as well. He's like, "Oh, I've done my piece. You youngins can deal with the rest." Pulls himself out. As you're looking down into the pit, you hear from the far side of the island a gunshot.
And that would be the dramatic finish then.
Right, yeah. I mean, I guess so. Well, are we gonna go? We're going till 2 today. What do people want to do?
I would like. I think now would probably be a good time to go ahead and stop.
I mean, I thought we were going till 3, but if Griff is putting the brakes on, then I guess that's what we're doing.
It gives me more time to prep for my next game today. Also, so I won't complain. Plus that is a nice dramatic turning point. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Hey, we did it.
Yay!
First session. I felt woefully unprepared for this session, but I think we had some fun, and I like the characters that we've introduced.
We've got our momentum. We're on an adventure. I think this is good.
I think so too. Okay, so let's do the debrief. We're going to talk about characters, their mottos. We'll talk about their goals. Every character should have a starting goal, and we'll see if we completed any of those. And yeah, so let's do this in Discord order. We'll start with it again. So Ark, reintroduce us to your character. Tell us about your starting goal.
Arkvoid, I play Abla, the Bernina. Oh, geez, what is that called? Give me one moment. Mahi Kohatu, a warrior of sorts who crafts her own weapons. Her motto is chip away, and her personality is stubborn. My first goal was to make a friend. If you count the PCs, and I have. If you don't, then I should.
I
And
think we're friends.
then I've also had the goal of capture a ship, recover Meriwether's pendant, and Captain Rogers' secret stash. We're on the way to at least one of them, and we've captured the ship, so I guess we've made.
Yeah. Well, so that's the. We'll loot a ship. Oh, why not? We'll do two. We can do 2 goals. I think that's fine. So you got 2 goals. We're just starting out here, so do you have? I'm sure everyone has like wish lists in mind for gifts. If you want to grab one of the gifts off of your wish list, you can. And if you want to grab, what did we do today? You want to do Karna said you want to do increased trait. That might be kind of early to give a gift like that, but I feel like it's a good generic starting point. You guys did steal a ship. We could do knack for vehicles.
Vehicle knack is probably a good start.
Sorry, what are you rewarding right now?
So one of these rewards is going to be for
getting our ship.
For getting your ship.
And the other one is going to be the personal goal.
Yeah.
So knack
Let's
for
do knack
vehicles
for
honestly
vehicles.
sounds good. Yeah, everyone
I
needs
think that's
it.
And you said a increased trait.
No, we're not going to do increased trait.
So just go on our gift wish list.
Yeah, one from your wish list and one that's knack for
Did
vehicles.
everybody accomplish their starter goal?
Well, so we
We're
only
going
talked
over
about
that right now.
Well,
yeah,
I
we
mean,
only talked about
you guys are
Pablo
talking
first.
about
Yeah.
okay. It sounded like you were
I'm
saying
assuming
everybody get 2 things. It's like
I'm assuming pretty much everyone will do that, but we'll find out. But for taking the ship, which was a goal that I want to give out retroactively, that will be knack for vehicles.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's progress. So Griffin,
Yep.
tell us about your character.
Yep, I played Gaston. His motto is perfection incarnate, and today, I'm hoping I won a duel. I beat up a drunk person.
And yeah, in a duel between a guy who was drunk and had a fishing spear and a magician with a water jet, you won that duel without any question. I think that's fair to say. So, sure. So you'll take your 2 gifts again, one off of your personal list and knack for vehicles, and we'll move on to Theta.
Yep, I'll go ahead and just declare out loud that is going to be extra career warlock.
Oh, okay.
Take an increased trait species.
Cool. Okay, and Theta, tell us about your character goals.
my goals. Well, get a ship. Obviously, it has already been accomplished, and loot a ship was my starter goal. So
So there you go. You looted some provisions.
all right, question.
Mm-hmm.
Going forwards,
Mm-hmm.
do you believe you'll be using maps for combat?
I was thinking about that. I would like to. This was a kind of a weird session because I had no idea what we were going to do and where it was going to go. Why do you ask?
Because the gifts I'd be choosing, I think my first gifts would be speed related. But if we're going to be theory of the minding it, if we would be theory of the minding it, those would be less important to me than if I was, actually going to take them. So if you're saying that we would, then I would probably take one of the speed gifts.
Got it. I mean, this is putting me in a spot because I'm kind of like locking myself into doing this. But I'm willing to. Yeah. I want to find some good maps that might suit us for this particular setting. So a lot of like islandy, beachy stuff. Maybe some boats. Although the problem here is that it's hard to find maps that are technical boat maps.
I mean, not really. way back when,
Yeah.
I think before even Book of Jade was out, I was making a bunch of boat maps, specifically with the thought of making ship-based water combat.
Okay.
But I had all my ships like loaded with arbalists and not cannons, so
Right. Right. Well. Okay. I
there's
mean, yeah.
lots of boats out there. Is all I'm saying. Boat maps.
I'll look. I feel like I've seen them, but I don't know enough about boats to
all
begin to.
the
yeah.
ones I'm aware of are like multi-layered maps.
Yeah,
That's pretty
usually
cool.
it's the scale of it that like ends up being awkward when I try to make ship maps. It's hard to
Right.
fit everyone like on deck at the same time and give them like the full fighting space that they would normally get or something.
Or just make
Right.
that
And I mean,
bigger.
it depends on the ship, but in many cases, a smaller ship won't give you a lot of room to maneuver. It's probably part of the challenge of it.
Well, yeah, that's the
Mhm.
point. That's why we can only have 5 people on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. And when I say that, I mean mostly like this ship is like a galleon, but I'm scaling it down to be like a schooner, and like I don't that either.
Mhm.
But it might just be better. And worst case scenario, we could just draw on a grid.
Yeah, we could always just fake it, and that works too.
And just fake it. So okay, as long as you guys are comfortable with that, I'm also comfortable with that. Okay, cool. Well, I don't want to go too long over if we are gonna try to end this at 2,
Mhm.
but I want to say thank you guys for playing.
Thanks for having.
And yeah, I look forward to next week. And this is for us, but once we wrap the stream, I'm gonna try to set up a shared Google Drive folder, and we can like drop our character sheets in there.
Sounds good.
Cool. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for everybody for playing, and thank you for watching if you tuned in. And once again, this has been Ironclaw, and we're playing the book pre-release. Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
How much XP did we get for the session?
2 XP for everybody.
There we go. All right. So it's been fun, and we'll catch you all next time.
I do appreciate
everybody.
Ironclaw trying to get that chapter XP.
Trying to get that chapter XP. We'll talk when we